Hello. I've been refactoring, and as part of refactoring, I've been creating small little sample projects to test out different parts of the engine I've got. One of them has been to create this little program with fireflies. Well, they were originally just dots that moved about, but I ended up putting colour into them, and they glow a bit, so they look kind of like fireflies or Christmas tree lights. So I've got a button here that creates a whole bunch of them. You can see when they overlap, they kind of glow a bit more. Um, so I think I've got glowing sorted out now. It isn't the most efficient code to do this, so I'm limited, but still it can manage a couple of thousands of these dots before the machine starts slowing down. So I create a whole bunch of them. Um, There we go. And you can see they sort of all stay in the same sort of area. What I've done is I've made sure that when as they get further away from the center, there's like a force that's pulling them in more. So they can't get very far until that overwhelms them and pulls them back in. So it loads them. And I thought I'd just do a quick look at the code for this because it's a very small amount of code. Um, so let me just create a whole bunch more. Now you can hardly see anything. It's just so bright. Okay, so let's go out of that and look at the code. So the code for this is this project here, Fireflies, and I'm using the engine I've got that abstracts a whole load of stuff for XNA. And there's really just two classes. There's the game class, um, which derives from this engine class I've got, and I've implemented a couple of methods here: initialize, draw frame, update frame, and key press. Initialize, as the name suggests, does initialization of the game, and there I've created a 2D camera pointing at the center of the world, and it's 50 by 50 size. I've told the renderer to set the screen size, basically to set the screen resolution, and that if that was true, it would run full screen. I've got a list of fireflies up here, before I mention that. In the draw frame that's called every frame to do drawing, I'm telling the renderer to begin drawing using that camera. So it's be drawing against that camera, and then I go through each of the fireflies and tell each one in turn to draw. Update frame, which is for non-drawing specific stuff, each frame. I tell each fly to update itself, which will basically update its position. See that in a minute. And finally, this is just the keyboard handling method, which is a large switch statement, just probably could be refactored a bit better. Um, so for different keys, I've got like zoom in and zoom out there, and the F key, for example, I'm just adding a firefly to the fireflies list, and the N key, I'm adding 10 of them. So if I hold this key, N key down, then every frame it will add 10 fireflies. That's what creates that kind of explosion of them. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the firefly class. So each firefly's got a position, a velocity, and a color. The color is initialized, a bit of a hack here, it's got a small bug in it, but it creates a kind of random color for the firefly. And then the update method, the firefly updates its position. Random acceleration that creates a kind of random like movement. Then if it's gone too far away from the center of the world, this is the acceleration that starts pulling it back towards the center, stops it going too far. And finally I cap the velocity so that the fireflies don't go stupid crazy speeds. And then here's the drawing. This is what I really made this for, because I wanted to test this renderer draw point method. It should be really draw circle. What it's doing is it's drawing a circle centered on a position. This is the size of the circle. Can't remember if it's radius or diameter. And then the color, and then the alpha. So what's happening here is it's drawing, each firefly is made up of 4 separate circles. Probably see if I could just run this again. So if I just create one and zoom in, maybe you can see that there's 4 circles, each one smaller than the last, and each one brighter. So the middle circle is like bright white, and then the color gets dimmer the further out, and that's all it is that creates the glow effect. It's better for some colors than others. Certain colours like red and stuff glow a lot more. Blues, there's one colour there which doesn't look like it's glowing at all, and sometimes I get a grey coming out. Okay, so the sun is coming up. New day, time to go and do something, I guess. There's a chicken outside. The chicken wants to come in. Hello, chicken. Oh, there's a zombie over there. Oh, he does want to come in. Okay. It's probably better in here, isn't it? Yep. Is it? He nodded. How did you... Did you see that? Chicken definitely... Oh, maybe he just put his head down. Oh, okay, bye. Alright. You want to come back in again, don't you? Seriously.